Yeah, hello. I wanted to go back and do the subnetting for a slash that is less than 24. And this is what it's, I know we haven't done that for a while. So what I'm going to do for lab one, go over the subnetting, at least just the subnetting part, and then you'll take over from there. All right. So as we've done this before, since we have two LANs that require 500 hosts, so we need a slash 23 for them, and slash 23 is 255.255.255.254.0. And what we do is 23 minus 21, and that's equal to 2. And 2 to the power of 2 is going to give us 4 subnets. So that's how many subnets we have to break up this network to. The block size is going to be always 256 minus, now, you typically, oh, there's too many 255s here. So typically what we do is we look at the last byte to subtract, but now we move to the third byte because the last byte is a 0, so it's 254. So 256 minus 254 is 2. So when you are creating the subnets, and we're starting out with the 150.80.160.0, that will always be your first subnet. The next one, now you're going to add the 2. That's what the block size is for. 150.80. Now that's where you add the 2 at the third byte because you calculated the block size from the third byte. So 160 plus 2 is 162.0. And then we have 150.80.4. I'm sorry, 164.0. And then we have 150.80.166.0. All right, so there's your 4 subnets, and they are all slash 23s. Oops. Slash 23, slash 23, and the fourth one, slash 23. Okay, so let's do the ranges now. It's always you add a 1 to the first byte, so dot 1, 2, and now, when you look at the last byte, you look under. If you see a 0, you have to move over, subtract the 1. So it will be 161. So it'll be dot 161. And it always follows by a dot 254. All right, so that's your last 2 bytes. So it goes from 150.80.60.1 all the way to 150.80.161.254. And we'll give that to LAN 1. All right, because LAN 1 needs 500. That should cover it. And this one will be, again, dot 1, 2. And we look underneath, and we have to subtract the 1 from the 164. It'll be 163 dot always 254. And that is my for LAN 2. All right, so there's our 2 LANs. Oops. All right, I'm just going to bold type these, so this way you'll know that they've been taken. So now I got 2 LANs of slash 23s. And now I need a LAN. LAN 3 requires 100 hosts. 100 hosts requires slash 25. So 25 is 255.255.255.128. And 25 minus the 23 is again 2. And 2 to the power of 2 is 4 subnet. So we got to break up 4 subnet. And the block size again, well, not again, size is 256 minus, now I have a byte at the end here, which is 128. So minus 128 and that will give me 128, right? So we're going to use this address as the first byte. So it will be, let me paste it. That's your first one. The second one is going to be 150.80.164.128. Now we have to add a byte to the last, right? Because when I subtracted, I used the last byte to get the block size. So I have to add a 128 to the 0. It becomes 128 at the end. All right, so we need to do two more. 150.80. Now, because if I add 128 again, it'll be 256, and that is not acceptable, of course. So what we're going to do is we're going to increment the 164. That's the rule, is to increment the 164 to 165, and we start with 0 again. So that's our, and oops, not 159. Where am I getting 159 from? It's 150. And then the last is 150.80.165, and if you add 128 to the 0, you get 128. So there is my 4/25 networks. Okay, /25/25/25/25. Oops. Where am I going? Okay, so there's my, so let's do the range on this. It'll be .1, 2. And if I look underneath, I see 128, I see a number, so you subtract the 2 now. That's the rule, right? So 128 minus 2 is 126. And that will be for my LAN 3. All right, so I'll highlight that. So what I'm left with is one subnet with /23 and 3 subnets with /25. Now I just need a link, two links with 2 hosts in each. So we'll break this up. So let's create the links. Same thing. A link needs a /30, right? Let me just fix this up a little bit. Here we go. /30, which is equal to 255, 255, 255. Oops. 255.252. Okay. And 30 minus 25 is 5. Right? And 2 to the power of 5 is going to give me 32 subnets. We're not going to create 32 subnets. We just need 2. So the block size is 256 minus 252, which is always a 4. All right. The first network is we're gonna break up this. Right. You don't want to go break up the big network, the /25, the next available one, which is, let's say, 150.80.164.128. And I just keep adding a 4 to the last byte. 150.80.164.132. And the next one would be 150.80.136, and so on. All right. So, but we only need 2. So this is going to be /30, and this is going to be /30. All right. So the first address is going to be .129 to 130. It's always the first and the second address for the links. So this is going to be link 1. You can put it anyway. You can choose any, from left to right, choose link 1 if you want. It really doesn't matter as long as you keep track of it. But start, link 1 will be the one, go from left to right, or clockwise if you have to, and go the first router that you see from left to right gets this address, and the next address gets the next top address gets the 130, for example, and then you go from here from left to right. Okay, so this one will be dot 133 to 134, and that is going to be your link 2. All right, so I'll highlight these 2. Okay, so we did 2 out of the 32. There's going to be another 32 subnets, but we're not going to be able to do those. All right, so there's your subnetting. Take that and complete class activity number 1. If you have any questions, just send me an email. All right.